हेलो माय डियर व्यूअर्स, वेलकम टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल। जो मैंने 2025 मसीह स्पेशल ओटीटी परीक्षा देवाई जाऊँगी अर्थात इन सर्विस टीचर माने 75,000 अधिक टीचर ये परीक्षा देवाई जाऊँगी और जो परीक्षा होगा जाऊँगी केवे ना 20 जुलाई। तेणु खूब अल्प दिन आउ रहा तेणु निजक से अनुसार प्रिपेयर करनी एवं आमर जो 150 नंबर रु 30 नंबर रमर इंग्लीश। तेणु इंग्लीश 30 नंबर 20 नंबर तो आम इंग्लीश और आउ 10 नंबर हूँ पेडागोजी संबंधी प्रश्न। तेणु आम ता पूर्वर विभिन्न प्रश्न को प्रैक्टिस कर नहीं जहाद्वारा आंसर कला बेले आमको कौन प्रकार असुविधा हम ना। ताल ठीक अच्छे। तेणु आलोचना करने पूर्व जब चैनल को नुआ सब्सक्राइब करनी नोटिफिकेशन बेल को ऑन कर देखिए कौ भाया प्रश्न सब परीक्षा आसो एवं आम ताकू सहजरे केमी पास कर स्पेशल ओटीटी जो परीक्षा आम दौजे से जमी आम सफल हो पार। देख प्रथम एमती गोटे पैसेज गोटे पड़ो। Read the passage carefully and answer the following questions choosing the correct alternative। तेणु क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 रु 5 5टी प्रश्न गोटे पैसेज आमर आसो। तेणु पैसेज टी प्रथम आम पढ़ी ना। Now in the city there lived a poor family which had once been rich. There were only 2 people in the family now, a young girl and her grandmothers, who worked for their living. Lying among old pots and pans in their house was a golden bowl, which having been long out of use looked so dirty that the 2 women did not know that it was made of gold. The greedy seller went past their door crying, "Exchange your old pots for new." When the young girl heard his cry, he said to her grandmother, "Do let's buy a new plate, grandma. There is a man who is selling pots." तो ये थिला हमर पैसेज एवं पैसेज को लेकिन हमर प्रश्न कोन अछि देखिनियो जे इन द फैमिली डैश हार्ड टू वर्क हार्ड फॉर लिविंग द यंग बॉय द यंग गर्ल ग्रैंडमदर ग्रैंडफादर। तो दी जन फैमिली रहउतले गोटे यंग गर्ल आ गोटेला ग्रैंडमदर रहउतले। तो इन द फैमिली द यंग गर्ल हैड टू वर्क हार्ड फॉर लिविंग। नेक्स्ट, द 2 women did not know that the bowl was made of gold because जैसे बाउल डी गोल्ड थिला बोली से जान नथिले। It looked silvery white. They had no idea of gold. It looks very dirty due to non-use. Gold was not in use during their time। तार सठिक उत्तर कौन जे इट लुक्ड वेरी डार्टी ड्यू टू नॉन यूज। ताको व्यवहार कर नथिले तनो बहुत से महिला थिला तनो ताको सुना बोली से जानि पारु नथिले। नेक्स्ट, द पुअर फैमिली लिव्ड इन ए विलेज इन द सिटी इन ए वैली इन एन ओल्ड टाउन। तनो पैसेज रे अछि द पुअर फैमिली लिव्ड इन द city. What did the young girl request her grandmother to call the seller to the house, to buy her a new plate, to sell all their old pots and pans, to throw away the golden bowl? तो यार सठिक उत्तर ला कोन जे to buy her a new plate. The young girl request her grandmother. The word greedy in the passage means greedy कले one who is miserly, one who has great weakness for money, one who is desirous, one who exploits others। तो यार सठिक उत्तर होची कोन जे one who has great weakness for money। तापर देखो आउट पैसेज अछि बा हमर बेले बेले पैसेज पडिबो किबा गुटी हमर पोएम मध्य पडे एवं जोटा कि 6 रु 10 अर्थात आउ 5 टी क्वेश्चन मध्य रहइबो। एटी पैसेज अछि हम देखि नबा। The desire for my dislike for gymnastics was my keen desire to serve as nurse to my father. As soon as the school closed, I would hurry home and begin serving him. Compulsory exercise came directly in the way of this service. I requested Mr. Jimmy to exempt me from gymnastics so that I might be free to serve my father, but he won't listen to me. Now it happens that one Saturday, when he had school in the morning, I had to go from home to school for gymnastics at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I had no watch and the clouds deceived me. Because I reached the school, the boys had all left. The next time Mr. Jimmy, examining the roll, found me marked absent, being asked the reason for absence. I told him what had happened. He refused to believe me and ordered me to pay a fine of 1 or 2 ones। তাহলে এই पैसेज को नैना क्वेश्चन आम रहा व्हाई डिड द नरेटर डिसलाइक जिम्नास्टिक से कहीं से जिम्नास्टिक को डिसलाइक करते बिकज ही वाज नॉट गुड एट इट बिकज ही हैड नो कंपिटिटर बिकज ही हैड ग्रेट डिजायर टू सर्व हिज फादर ये हूँ तार सठिक उत्तर नेक्स्ट व्हाट वाज द कंपलसरी सर्विस फॉर द नरेटर रिटर्निंग होम इमीडिएटली सर्विंग हिज फादर स्टिकिंग टू जिम्नास्टिक स्ट्रेंथनिंग हिज मसल्स तेणु ये व्हाट वाज द कंपलसरी सर्विस है किए जे सर्विंग हिज father. Next, the narrator had to attend the dash on a Saturday afternoon. The narrator had to attend the gymnastic classes, drill class, a talk with Mr. Jimmy, a physical exercise class. तो तार सठिक उत्तर होची कोन जे gymnastic classes. The narration had to be find one or two answers for his absence in the Saturday class, his having told lies, his marked absence in the gymnastic class. ये होची हमर सठिक उत्तर. The boys had all left the gymnastic class after the speaker had reached there, before the speaker had reached there, when it began to rain, when the clouds deceived him. तो या सठिक उत्तर ला कोन जे before the speaker had reached there. ठीक अछि. Next, answer the questions choosing correct alternative given. जोड़ा question number 11 to 30 पर्यंत रही छी. The कोन अछि language is best learned through exposure, activity, practice, all of these. Then language is best learned through all of these. A exposure, activity, practice सबुटरे मध्ये येउजी language best learned बोली कहै छै. ठीक अछि. Next, when all domains or areas of learning are covered in a test, it is continuous, comprehensive, interactive, factual. तो ये होजी कोन जे it is comprehensive. Next, continuous assessment takes place regularly in the classroom during interaction, questions, teaching learning process, classroom activities during teaching learning process. English language teaching is a challenging task for the teaching at the primary level because instruction varies, teachers do not give importance to creativity, teachers are not sufficiently equipped with training orientation in respect of pedagogy of language instruction, teachers generally come from various regional backgrounds. तो ये हो हमारा correct answer. Next, dash has an important role in language learning. Drill, interaction, practice, motivation. तो नोट कोडा सिवा ने motivation has an important role in language learning. Next, dash is essential for developing creative writing. Freedom, knowledge of rule of translation, cultivation of language items, vocabulary. तो ये वो फ्रीडम. फ्रीडम इज एसेंशियल फॉर डेवलपिंग क्रिएटिव राइटिंग. यदि स्वाधीनता दिया ना गला ताले तार क्रिएटिव राइटिंग डेवलप हो परिबो नाही. When students derive generalization from specific examples, it is called information method, traditional method, inductive method, deductive method. यदि सेटा होजी स्पेसिफिक एग्जांपल रहइबो जे डिराइव जनरलाइजेशन ताले आको जो हमें इंडक्टिव मेथड बोली लागू कहजिवो. Substitution table drill helps teacher in evaluating the listening skill, developing free writing skill, improving the punctuation skill of pupils, giving control language practice. ताले यार सठिक उत्तर हबो डी आसीबो जे गिविंग कंट्रोल लैंग्वेज प्रैक्टिस. नेक्स्ट, dash is also known as look and say method, picture method, graph method, translation method, word method. तो यार सठिक उत्तर आसीबो कोन जे word method. Next, communication abilities are developed for meeting the challenges of life, reached out of common people, promoting understanding, exchanging opinion. तो ये हबो कोन जे meeting the challenges of life. Communication abilities are developed for. Okay, next, which of the following is correct? The is a postman, isn't that? That is a postman, isn't he? That is a postman, isn't it? That is the postman, is not he? तो ये हो जाए हमारा correct. Next, did you see him anywhere? The underlined word is underline कोड़ा अच्छी him अच्छी ये pronoun, a noun, an adjective, a verb. तो him डा का हमें कौन कहेगा a pronoun, कहना noun रो परिवर्ते या को व्यवहार करा चाहिए. The car is in the garage. The underlined phrase is देखो underlined phrase हमारा नहीं तो हमें कोड़ा कुछ हमें कोई परिवार नहीं. Next 24, it rained dash लास्ट नाइट हेविली हियर कोड हमर करेक्ट हम देखिबा हेविली हियर लास्ट नाइट हेविली लास्ट नाइट हियर ताले इट रेन्ड हेविली हियर लास्ट नाइट इट इज करेक्ट नेक्स्ट if wishes were horses they will beg sitting on them they would go with them they would ride them they should drive them तो ये कौन हबो if wishes were horses they would ride them he will be dash a business tour in for it on ताले ये कौन हबो he will be on a business tour तो on लागिवो before the children reach the fields I dash it left half left am leaving hard left तो कौन हबो जे before the children reach the field I had left it wait here dash I return till by the time as soon as yet wait here till I return तो answer till that horse is mine the underlined determiner is এটা কোন আছে দ্যাট আছে এ পজেসিভ an article a demonstrative a quantifier তো ये হবে কোন এ demonstrative Manasi a friend of Lopas died dash an air crash last week Loka died in an air crash last week তেন বি হচ্ছে আমরা সঠিক উত্তর তাহলে এইভাবে ভাবে 30টি প্রশ্ন আমরা আসিব ইংরেজির তেন আগুরু যদি আমি কিছু প্র্যাকটিস করে নেইতিবা তাহলে निश्चित भाव अधिक नंबर आम रहा और सहजरे स्पेशल ओटीटी जो परीक्षा देवा क्लीयर करदेवा ठीक अच्छे वीडियो जी भल लगे लाइक कमेंट शेयर कर चैनल को नुआ सब्सक्राइब करनी नोटिफिकेशन बेल को ऑन करनी पुणी परवर्ती आलोचना अन्य वीडियो पुणी देखा आज धन्यवाद बाय बाय।